What's up? This is your man Dre Mac. Thank you for checking out this clip from the Dre Mac Show, 7:30 in the morning, Central Time, 8:30 East Coast Time, Monday through Friday. Tell me what you think about this clip, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. All right, so we about to get into this video. Comedy hype. Will Jonathan Majors make a comeback? They have comedian Daphne on. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over this video. We're gonna see, what they're talking about. The thing I want to know, and I'm trying to find out in these videos, because I'm not going to comedy hype. This is reaction videos, whatever. I think I have my personal gripes with anything. I have my personal gripes with comedy hype. But this, well, from my understanding, is trying to find out if a lot of this stuff is actual, trying to find out the actual truth, or it's just a roast session, or do we have some actual information that we could be able to give to our audience because they're almost at a million viewers, or again, is this the brown bag special? Slick jokes, talking about his clothes, whatever. This is what I'm trying to find out. So let's go for it.
When I say that, I'm talking about Jonathan Majors because there's been a recent update. So I kind of want to get your thoughts on this. So recently, Jonathan Majors was sentenced to a year-long domestic violence program after being convicted of assaulting and harassing his ex-girlfriend, Grace Jabari. We've seen this play out, here. We talked about it all throughout. I first want to get your reaction to this. Seeing him, and they say sentenced to a year-long domestic violence program. What are your thoughts and reactions to it?
Yeah, I just want to know, what do you learn? Because to me, in order for you to get better, we have to put you back in those same scenarios. So it's like during that domestic long sentences of that program, are they going to have somebody in there like he's standing there and they have a little back and forth and I snatch his phone and then he be about to choke me up and they be like, Jonathan, no, that's not what you do.
Okay, so let me just stop it right there. I know she's trying to be funny, but what I notice about a lot of people who come on here, they don't really know this case. And I know she's trying to be funny. The domestic violence case, when you go to those domestic violence classes, is actually teaching you how to be able to control your emotions. You talk, you have those conversations, you have those one-on-ones. So you can be able to talk about your emotions, what you do in particular situations. Because remember, control starts here. You don't have to physically have somebody in front of you that triggers you. Before you understand your triggers first, and then you will be able to think first. How do I handle this situation? Before it escalates any further. So I know it's just for jokes, but like I said, my whole thing is, when is somebody going? And I know this is just for this comedy hype. They're going to do jokes and stuff like that, but are we going to talk about the overarching problem that's going on with this case? Like, this brother got railroaded. Are we going to really talk about that? Or is just jokes and jokes and jokes and jokes and, you know what I mean? So, all right, let's keep going.
Stepping back, brother, this is how you handle the situation. But if you just learn it off of pen and paper and a chalkboard, I would still want to choke a bitch because it's like you put me in a situation to where you're angering me now because I have to sit in that class and think about my whole life and my whole career has been ruined over a choice that I made, or what that might have been legit and might not have been legit, could have.
And again, a choice that he made. And again, I've always asked, has anybody actually really dove into this thing? Somebody taking your property, scratching up your face, chasing you down the damn street, and only thing you did was put her back in the car. You know what I'm saying? Like you would do a toddler. And this warned all of this. Yeah, probably the major problem was that, and he admitted that I should have just left her alone. I shouldn't have played with her heart. Maybe I should have let it go once I figured out that I wanted to go mess with somebody else. He's admitted that. Again, I know this is it definitely is promoting her comedy special. To me, this conversation, she don't care about no Jonathan Majors. This is her time to be able to get on Comedy Hype. There's 900,000 people that follow and subscribe to this channel. She's trying to sell her product, which is on YouTube. You know what I mean? So not mad at it, but you see how if 900,000 people, or let's say 37,000 people are watching this, and they believe just exactly what she believes. And then we come and tell them the truth and they don't believe it, even though we have all the evidence, because I actually been covering this case. You see what I mean? So let's keep going.
Have been subjective, so with that being said, it's only gonna make me want to choke more bitches in the future. Just be a little more discreet about it. You know what I mean? So I think that in order for somebody to really benefit off a program like that, you have to put them back in scenarios. You have to reenact that moment of her getting out the car. You got to do back and do step by step. If you just paper, pencil, chalkboarding it up, yeah, that's just gonna make me angrier.
And that's why she's not in them classes. That's why Jonathan is in there, not her.
Yeah, no, I think you bring up a great point, because I do find it crazy, when there's a situations, especially how serious they, were painting this, and, how much it was out in the media.
And that's what I have a problem with. What media was you, again, Black-owned Comedy Hype, right? Just like the Dre Mack show was Black, but I'm me, right? And like I said in my video, not one Black publication came down there to speak on the behalf of this brother, except Lauren Victoria Burke. Is anybody from Comedy Hype going to go to Lauren Victoria Burke? Are they going to go to Chillmonger's channel? Are they going to go to Danny's channel? Are they going to go to Pam Entertainment? Are they going to go to the Dre Mack show? They're going to go to Cat's show? Are they going to go to Dr. Hines? Are they going to go to Nat the Lawyer? You know what I mean? Or are you reading what the white media is telling you? It's like, we want to be pro-Black. Oh, we pro-Black. And then we pick up the root and the griot. And then we find out that they're regurgitating the same thing that the liberal white media does, because they want to paint a narrative. And instead of just sitting back, I get it. Women are always going to defend women. So no matter how innocent, he could be 99% innocent, and that 1% of like, no. Or it's because he dated a white woman, or a combination of both. Personally, that's what I'm looking at. All right, let's keep going.
And then you say like, okay, you just need to take a class, and then you're all clear. Everything is good. After all of this that we put out, you check
again, baby. It was a reckless assault, which is the lowest of low misdemeanors that you could possibly do, which means he didn't intentionally assault her, but in the midst of him getting his property back, she so happened to get hurt. You see what I mean? It's like there's no real education on this case, because it's just easy to talk about it. It's hot. It's like almost like a hot, spicy news. You know what I mean? But it's no real meat to it. You know what I mean? This is a ketchup sandwich. A single breaded ketchup sandwich. No meat, no nothing, breaded ketchup. Because there's no substance, there's nothing else. I'm not hungry anymore because I ate something, but there's no substance to it. So I don't get anything out of it. And she is very intelligent sister. I ain't got nothing against the sister. I'm only critiquing the takes. All right, let's keep going.
Her chasing you and y'all running from camera to camera. Just come and take this class and you're going to be all right.
Because doctors don't just take classes. Doctors have to actually do a residency. So
he's not going in there to do surgery, girl. What are you saying? Jesus Christ, Lord have mercy. Pray for me, y'all. Pray for me. This is rough to get through already.
I feel like he need to go to a residency of a whole bunch of women that'll actually trigger him. Probably women that are in a shelter or something that's very triggering, because they hiding from a domestic abuse situation. So they know that type of situations that could trigger him. He should be put in those type of environments and taught how to correctly deal with those situations. If he's not doing a domestic residency,
okay. Say for instance, this is not Jonathan Majors, and this is Jonathan Jackson, down off Crenshaw. Are you saying that to Jonathan Jackson? Because he's not the only one who has to go to these classes. And you don't want a bunch of men who's been convicted of domestic violence going to a battered women's shelter. Like, think, think. You know what I mean? I don't know if this is a joke or is she serious about. You don't just say, and I do understand where she's coming from. Hearing for domestic violence victims, I completely understand that. But if you completely know the case, if you know this case, you know from start to finish, and you're not getting it from mainstream media, right? You're actually getting real information from the case. But like, wait a minute, hold up, wait a minute. Then you say, okay, I can understand why he got the classes. Because for one, you have to talk, you have to have one-on-one dialogue to be able to de-escalate the situation before you even physically do anything. And that's more powerful, in my opinion, than going down to a battered women's shelter, because before I could be able to batter or put my hands on anybody, let me first think and be a master of my mind. We need to start teaching more men to stop being emotional and be masters of their mind. Just like anybody who's taking any type of martial arts, the first thing you need to do is overcome the problem in here, and the body will follow. But maybe I'm wrong. Y'all put it in the comment section. Let me know. All right, let's keep going.
I don't know what it's good for. Because, I mean, he's still wearing slave clothes. So I don't know how much you're going to get him to change. And I feel like a part of his program should be updating his attire.
Daphne, you are hilarious. Okay, let me ask you this, because a lot of people are saying.
Let me know in the comment section if you thought. No, it's regurgitated. Now I'm starting to understand. I'm starting to get it. Regurgitated conversations. The only thing you do is talk about his clothes. So you might be talking about his features, but y'all don't know nothing about this case at all. Don't know how crooked Alvin Bragg's office is. Know nothing. Just the jokes. I get it, comedy hype. I get it.
His career is pretty much over. Some people are feeling like, there's gatekeepers in the way, you talked about gatekeepers in that realm, but there are people saying like, okay, there are going to be gatekeepers. He's no longer going to be able to recover. Do you think he's blackballed, in this situation right now? Do you think he's going to be blackballed from the industry?
Right now, as far as history has always shown, Black people aren't always shown the same grace that white actors. We've seen this type of thing with Johnny Depp's and stuff like that. These type of situations play out, and they absolutely can recover. But we don't know if this Black man can. And I say that if
which is crazy, because again, if he was completely blackballed, he wouldn't have been at the NAACP award with his woman. He wouldn't have been at the AFCA awards with his woman if he was completely blackballed. One, he was in the invite. The other one, Mega was in the invite. And the guy is way entirely too talented to just be sitting on the sidelines. Now, would they probably want him to sit for a minute? Yeah. But I guarantee you he has more in store that we don't know about. You know what I mean? But I understand her opinion on this. But I don't think it's just completely over on a reckless assault where you had all kinds of allegations that just magically went away. Jonathan Majors was the big headline, and a lot of other alleged, situations that came out, swept under the rug. I'm still wondering what's going on with that Vin Diesel case. Now, Jonathan's old news now. They're going after Diddy. So again, the way that this works, I guarantee you, by next year, y'all done forgot about Jonathan Majors' court case. Unless he's, especially if the civil suit doesn't just, play out like Johnny Depp's, civil suit or whatever, if it doesn't play out that long or any of that, then you won't even have to worry about this.
Majors can regain his same position in Hollywood, which is a Marvel actor in such an A-list like type of movies and stuff like that, then that shows that we are really moving towards equality. If not, we still in the 60s, girl. But I think that he always could get a life on Tubi. He could always be in Tubi movies. A lot of people forget that Tubi is owned by Fox, so it still got your little.
So we just go bypass Netflix, Amazon, Tubi. No disrespect. No disrespect. Let me shut up. I get what she's saying, though. I get what she's saying.
Toe in the door, because we've seen that with Jason Mitchell. Jason Mitchell went right on over to Tubi and started producing his own movies. And we've seen that with Brandon T. Jackson is producing his own movies with
I
Tubi.
can see that.
So, sometimes
I get
you
what
ain't
she's
at
saying.
that level, but I don't know. And I'm not the best predictor of things like this. So
I'm glad she said it and I didn't have to.
Gonna say I wish him the best. He is with a black woman now, so I'm gonna wish him the best again. You know what I mean? So good luck.
No, I think a lot of people are in the same realm where it's like, okay, it's done, it's over, time to move on. We do wish them the best, and we'll kind of see what unfolds. And yeah, to be, people talking.
All right, I think this is it as far as this one. Let's go to another clip that they have. It's from, I believe it's from let's get to the clip real quick. All right, so this is Damon Wilson. He also was in Sanford and Son. Let's hear what he has to say about. I think this clip is called Desmond Williams calls out Jonathan Majors Hollywood Fall. So let's go see what this clip is about, and let's go ahead and wrap this up.
Who's in a weird funk?
I think Jonathan Majors is.
He's doing a movie. How weird a funk could he be in?
In terms of he's trying to get back into the limelight a bit better.
He's not trying to get back into anything. He had a bout. Lou Gossett went through something similar. Richard Pryor went through something similar in the day. It was a speed bump. They haven't blackballed him. If he was blackballed, he wouldn't be doing a film. So let's move away from him. He's not an example. He's like, this is not anything new.
A lot of people think this, though.
This is why
it's in. If you watch my channel, oh boy, I don't want to say it. But when they say a lot of people think it, this is millennials think it. We're in so much of a cancel culture. We will blackball our own people. We won't really. We can talk about. We can bring everybody in, right? Giant. This brother that runs comedy, that created Comedy Hype. He could bring all these people in, and they could talk about these situations that he really went hard on Kevin Samuels and all this stuff, but we never dive into the actual situation. And I'm glad Damon Williams is saying something on this. We never dive into what actually happened and why he was in this situation in the first place. Because that's the thing. We never asked why. How did he get here? And why aren't we? And again, I really truly believe because he was messing with a white woman. And we're our biggest. We're so hypocritical. If Jonathan Majors was gay, you wouldn't even have these problems. If Jonathan Majors was a black woman messing with a white man, we wouldn't even have these conversations because Jonathan Majors is a black man that was messing with a white woman. That is, as I put this on everything I love. This is like the biggest downfall that we have as black people. He can't find love in a white woman. That's just a death sentence. But then have the nerves to talk about Dr. Umar when he gets on here and his philosophies and ideology. But we tend to have that same ideology. We just sprinkle it in a different way when we do things like this. Off my soapbox. Let's go.
Because you're young and you don't have any reference for it. That's why. You can't go back 30 years and say, oh, I remember Lou Gossett was embroiled in this in the 80s. I remember Richard Pryor was embroiled when he shot his car. I remember all of those things. This is not anything new. The scripture says that. There's nothing new under the sun.
Is it because he was with a white woman? Like what did he do wrong from your vantage point?
To me, it seems like that's the biggest thing that everybody that's black has been hooked on is because he was with a white woman, like I've been saying.
I'm gonna say it again because you're a little thick today. Maybe you didn't get enough sleep last night.
Talk to
and
him,
I
Lamont.
say that respectfully. Shaming ritual. Remember the kid in school you did?
You said Diddy had the same ritual, so I'm asking about Jonathan Major's situation.
I'm gonna explain it to you. A shaming ritual means they will play on whatever they can. They find an Achilles tendon, an Achilles heel, and that's what they prey on. I understand that this person is being drugged through the mud right now has video on everybody. I understand gangs do that. You got to smoke an average Joe.
Mm.
And the mafia.
And don't forget, Eddie Griffin said the same thing too, is that you don't leave Hollywood clean. There's nobody in Hollywood that is left Hollywood clean. There's always something that they're trying to get on you so they can have something over your head. So just in case you don't fall in line, bam, I got something on you. Let's keep going.
Mafia, you got to do that. It's called making your bones. So they find. I understand that Freemasons do the same thing. They got to have something in. My dad was a Freemason. He told me about men laying in a coffin naked, jacking off, and telling their secrets. They got to have something on you. You look at these politicians. This guy read a thing the other day for people incarcerated, for people busted on drugs, for people, and he named all of these things. And he said, now, who is this? NBA, NFL, or the entertainment industry? And everybody got it wrong. It was the political agenda, all of those people.
Yeah, he's telling the truth. Yeah, this is the part that y'all don't want to. I should have started with this. This is the part that you don't want to hear, but this is the truth. Let's keep going.
They all got stuff on each other.
That sounds like a gang to me.
The game never changes, only the players. Now you got homework to do with all the things I threw at you. Go ahead.
I know I'm over here trying to write my notes down.
Does that cover the Jonathan, that person enough for you? It could be anything. It could be anything. Okay, I'll tell you what happened. In 1984, 85, I did a meeting for a white organization in Colorado.
All right, this seemed like it's going to get good. I'm going to let this whole clip, not let the whole clip play because of copyright, but let's just hear what he has to say on this and see if it makes sense to you.
And when I got there, the bishop picked me up at the airport, and he said, "Damon, we've been wanting to get you here for a long time, but you're always booked." He said, "We wanted to bring Roosevelt Greer in here." Now, this was in the late 80s. But my people said no, because he has a white wife. And then he asked me, "Is your wife Caucasian?" And I said, "Well, it doesn't matter, because my wife doesn't travel with me. We have 4 children."
This is starting to get interested. I'm more interested in this than what he was talking about. And let's get to it. I'm getting it. I'm
He said, "I couldn't bring Roosevelt in here because his wife at the time, rest her soul, is white." So that if they put you through a shaming ritual, they just choose your weakest point. When you get sick, it usually attacks the weakest part of your body, doesn't it? I'm talking physical now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That answer your question? It wouldn't have mattered if they had pictures of him with a buffalo. It's just an area that they could exploit to make him fall in line. He might have said,
"What did I say? What did I say? I can have something on you to make you fall in line. Now you scared, even though, but again, it's not just Hollywood. But if you don't think Hollywood got an influence on everything, including the police. I was just watching the documentary, Dear Mama, how the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, sound familiar, went after Pac hard. Somebody has some influence in the entertainment industry and made some moves, and Pac got caught up, even though that he wasn't convicted of the R word. You know what I mean? It was a simple fact that his mouth was big and they wanted to shut it up, especially with the political ties that he had, the political prisoners, the ties that he had with. Is deep, is way deeper. Not saying this happened to Jonathan Majors, but what I'm saying is that if you don't think the entertainment industry can be able to influence politicians, district attorneys, prosecutors with a little bit of money, you know what I mean? The New York Times, the New York Daily, you don't think that they will have influence to be able to make hit pieces. So this Negro don't come in here trying to make this amount of money unless he falls in line. Trust and believe they will do it.
Said something. I don't know the man. I don't swim in that pool.
I mean, we touched on a lot.
You said that sounds like a gang.
I did say that.
That's the business that they're in, that I was in, that we're in. That's the business. The game doesn't change, only the players. We didn't have, to answer your question before, we didn't have overseers over us. You had the studio, the production company that was offering you a contract, executive producer, cameraman, all the above the line people. When they were getting ready to do a project, all those people assembled together and they'd have you come in and talk to the execs and the producers. And I said, okay, this is all fine. Now, this guy's an excellent director. I've worked with him before. Persky, I've worked with him before. Warren, I worked with him before. Stan Lathan, I worked with him before.
And this is good insight to people who want to get into the industry, so you know how the industry works.
Before he did 4 or 5 episodes on Sanford and Son. His daughter's very successful right now. I said, okay, this is good. These are all good people. This is a good production company. And the cast, from what you showed me, is wonderful. It should be successful. But now let's talk bottom line here. You done showed me and talked to me about everything except what you're going to pay me. Let me see the contract. Now, when I read the contract, I'll get back to you. When I got back to them, I was with my lawyer, my accountant, and my manager. Each one had something to say to the powers that be over the production. Is that clear?
It's very clear. Did you get hit with people saying you were difficult to work with because you were moving on those standards?
Because I was making money for them, man. I was the schnit. Red and I were the schnit. Are you kidding? I just told you, John, I love you, man, because you're a baby boy to me. I love you, man. I'm important stuff to you. I'm talking to you like I'm talking to the audience. When they can make money with you, you can dump on the floor. They said, don't worry about it, Damon. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of that. The prop guy, Johnny, come over here. Clean that.
And this is why I believe Jonathan will be back. And he is just a bump in the road, because a company like Disney, right? As powerful as Disney is, who owns a news network. I want you guys to follow the rabbit hole. Who had Jonathan Majors on ABC. You know what I mean? Just like Alec Baldwin was on ABC. Do you hear anybody talk about Alec Baldwin's case? And he shot and killed a person. And Jonathan Majors had a reckless assault and a city citation that's not a crime, right? So if they want you, they will get you. Trust and believe that. And that's what I'm saying. You don't build your whole cinematic universe. Disney owns Marvel. They built a whole saga after one man's performance. He makes money for them. They know he makes money. And after they did that ABC interview and exposed all the crap that went on, so you can start, wait a minute, hold up. He got chased. Wait a minute, hold up. She was trying to grab his phone and he went to a hotel and she scratched him up. Wait a minute, hold up. I can forgive, because ain't nobody talking about career. You see now, everybody cracking on his clothes. Ain't nobody talking about Coretta Scott King and Michelle Obama. You see how quickly we forgot that? Jonathan Majors makes money. Why not have a product that makes money no matter what it did? No matter, look what Ezra Miller. Ezra Miller just didn't make money. Jonathan can make you money. So trust and believe he'll be back.
Dookie up there, Mr. Wilson, he couldn't make it to the bathroom. Okay, Damon, what do you need? You need anything, buddy? You ready? You ready for the show? You ready? You got it going? You in Red ready? You talked to Red yet?
All right, so that's the end of the clip. All right, so what did you guys think about the clips that was just shown? What did you think about the conversation that Damon was having? Did you agree? Did you disagree? Did you kind of get a better understanding what he means? Where Jonathan is still, Jonathan got stuff in the works. We just don't know it. You know, you're not over here, getting your muscles in your back all big if you ain't got nothing in the works. Come on, man. The man makes money. Stop it. He's beyond Tubi. Daphne, love you, though. I like Daphne, though. So I'm not, like I said, there's no disrespect to nobody on Comedy Hype. I'm critiquing the take, not the people. So what do you guys think? Make sure you put it in the comment section below. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell notification so you can never, ever, ever miss one of my videos again. Until next time, I'll holler at you guys later. Peace and vibe higher, y'all. Take it easy. Enjoy the rest of your day. Wait a minute. You're telling me the video's over? What? Okay, I guess so. If you have came to this portion of the video, thank you so very much for sticking to the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that little bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. And if you really want to, you don't got to, go ahead and follow the social media links that's down below. Until next time, I'll let you guys later. Peace and vibe higher, y'all. Y'all take care of yourself.